Hello students, let's begin with our next type of plan, which are very simple. We call it as standard methods and rules. Let us start understanding what exactly we mean by standard methods, or we also call them as methods and rules. So in management, planning involves deciding in advance what to do and how to do it. Both the methods and rules are type of operational plans which are used repeatedly for recurring activities, but they serve a different purpose. So there is a difference between the standard methods and rules. Let's have a look at it one by one. So what is a standard method? A method is a prescribed standardized way in which a specific task must be completed by providing exact step-by-step procedure. So guys, students, we have already seen what procedure is, and standard method basically tells you in detail how that procedure will be completed. So standard method is in real time going to tell you what are the steps to be taken in order to complete a given task. So therefore a standard method is prescribed a standardized way in which a specific task must be performed, providing an exact step-by-step procedure. So the purpose is it standard method is going to ensure efficiency, it will save time, it will reduce the cost and also maintain uniform quality. So whenever you give in detail what are the steps to be taken in order to complete a given task, it is going to save the time of your employees and your team members, and it is also going to reduce your cost. The next is flexibility. So standard procedures or standard method helps in giving flexibility. So when you know exactly what you have to do, the steps are clearly stated by the manager, it becomes easier whenever the change is required to be done. So the standard methods brings flexibility into completing the task. Now let us see what are rules. A rule is a specific statement telling the employees exactly what must or must not be done in a given situation. So rules are basically the do's and don'ts given by an organization to the employees. Now, if I have to give you a simple example of standard method and rule, so whenever you as a student take admission in college, there is there are certain steps that you have to complete in order to get yourself registered as a student of the college. That means you need to create that ID number, and then you also have to issue or get your identity card from the college office. So the steps that you follow in order to get your identity card, those steps will be called as a standard methods. Okay. And what is the rule? Rule says that whenever you are entering a lecture, whenever you are entering college, you are supposed to wear your identity card. So wearing the identity card is a rule, and how you issue that identity card, the steps that you follow is called as a standard method. So let us have a look at it. The purpose is to maintain discipline and ensure safety and create a uniform code of conduct. So rules are basically framed in order to create that discipline and bring that uniformity. So whenever you are in college, everybody has to, all the students have to wear their identity card. There are certain rules that they have to follow. For example, whenever you come for any examination, there are rules which are already given by the examination cell. Like you have to be in the classroom at least 15 minutes prior to your examination time. So this is the rule which is given. You are not supposed to indulge into any unfair mean practices. That means you should not carry any chit or paper, or you should not copy from any other person's paper. So these are the do's and don'ts that you have to follow during your examination time. So it brings that uniformity, and it also helps to impart discipline among the students. When we talk about flexibility, rules are a little rigid. See, you in a very few conditions, or in very few situations, the rules are being modified. Otherwise, the rules are very strict. They are made in such a way that it brings discipline in the organization, and it is not easy to break the rules, or we can say that the flexibility is not possible whenever it comes to the rules. Let us have a quick comparison between standard method and rules. So here comes the first point, that is step definition. So standard method is a step-by-step guide on how to perform a given task. कोई भी काम को कैसे हमें पूरा करना है, उसके लिए जो steps होगा, that will be called as a standard method. What is rules? Rules are the strict guide on what to do or what not to do. So let's take another example where suppose a teacher has given some assignment to the student, to the class, and the assignment is supposed to be uploaded on the Google Classroom. So what steps are to be taken in order to upload the assignment on the Google Class is going to be a part of standard methods. कि आप कैसे असाइनमेंट को स्कैन करोगे, सेव करोगे, आपका रोल नंबर, उसका उसका फाइल नेम जो होगा उसमें आपका रोल नंबर होगा, और फिर आप उसको अपलोड करोगे. ये है स्टैंडर्ड मेथड्स. रूल्स क्या है? जब आपकी टीचर आपको इन्फॉर्म करते हैं कि ये अपलोड करने के लिए आपको दूसरे दिन 5 बजे तक का टाइम दिया है, तो 5 PM से पहले आपको वो असाइनमेंट को अपलोड करना है. सो दैट 5 PM वाला जो restriction है, that will be called as a rule. What is the objective of standard method? It increases efficiency, productivity, and standardize the work. So standard method is going to increase the efficiency, productivity, and standardize the work. So whenever the methods are clearly mentioned, like as I said in my earlier example, how to upload an assignment, what are the steps that a student has to follow? So once it is clearly mentioned by the teacher, it becomes easier for all the students. Okay, everybody is going to follow the same steps, and it is going to bring the standardization. Now, what is the objective of rule? It maintains discipline, order, and safety. Now, if there are no rules, just imagine the teacher has given the assignment, the teacher has explained how to upload the assignment, but then there is no timeline given. Now, even the teacher has mentioned that the assignment should have at least 2000 words. It should be written in minimum 2000 words. So just imagine if there are no such guidelines which are given, if there are no such rules given, what would happen? Students will write anyhow, whatever manner they want to write, and then they will upload anytime. Okay. So in order to bring that discipline, it is important to have clearly mentioned rules. When we talk about flexibility, yes, the standard methods are little flexible. You can make some changes in it wherever and whenever required, just because that the task should be completed in a smooth manner. तो जैसे assignment uploading है या presentation करना है, तो जो basic steps जो आपको दिया जाएगा उसमें आप like with the permission of teacher or with the permission of manager, you can make certain changes. So standard methods are flexible. But when it comes to rules, the rules may not be altered. It has to be strictly followed by everybody. So the rules are rigid, and when we talk about standard methods, they are flexible. What about penalty here? Now, whenever we talk about standard method, it may cause inefficiency, usually no direct punishment. So let's say you were supposed to upload the assignment in your Google Classroom. The teacher has already given you the steps how to upload. But by mistake, instead of putting your roll number, you forgot to put your roll number as a file name, and आपने उसमें आपका नाम डाल दिया, नाम लिख के आपने सेव किया. Now, what do you think? Is this going to cause any kind of a penalty to the student? So the answer is maybe no. So whenever the standard methods are not followed in a complete manner, it may not result into punishment. Okay. हाँ, उससे थोड़ा efficiency में affect हो सकता है या थोड़ा quality में affect होगा, but definitely उससे कोई punishment नहीं दिया जाएगा. Now, what do you think about rules? Whenever we talk about penalty, if the rules are not followed, it may result into penalty. Now the person may be punished, somebody who is not following the rules. Let's say, for example, somebody's student is found cheating during the exam. Then what would be the penalty? The student will be the exam for that particular day will be cancelled. The student will be marked as a copy case. So there is a penalty whenever the rules are not followed. Now, what is the scope? Standard method is going to focus on a particular task or operation. Okay. So the standard methods are written, it is framed relating to a particular given task. तो जैसे एडमिशन के लिए स्टैंडर्ड मेथड क्या होगा, एडमिशन का प्रोसीजर क्या होगा और उसका स्टैंडर्ड मेथड इज गोइंग टू बी डिफरेंट. एंड if somebody if somebody wanted to apply for a medical leave, okay, the method is not going to be same, it is going to be different. तो स्टैंडर्ड मेथड का एंटायर फोकस है ऑन द गिवन टास्क और ऑन द गिवन ऑपरेशन. तो स्टैंडर्ड मेथड टास्क को कंसिडर करके उसको फ्रेम करेंगे. इट इज नॉट जनरल स्टेटमेंट. ओके, इट इज नॉट मेड समथिंग इन जनरल, इट इज फोकसिंग ऑन अ गिवन टास्क. नाउ व्हाट अबाउट रूल्स? नाउ रूल्स आर नॉट oriented towards task. Okay, wearing identity card in college is a rule. Whether you are sitting in a lecture, whether you are not sitting in a lecture, whether you are roaming in the campus, whether you are just drinking water near the water filter, or you are just writing some exam, you are meeting your teachers in the college, wherever you are in the campus, you have to wear the identity card. So wearing identity card is going to affect the general behavior of a student. Okay, it is not related to any specific task कि एग्जाम दे रहे हो तो ही आइडेंटिटी कार्ड को वेयर करना है, ऐसा नहीं है. यू हैव टू वेयर अ आईडी कार्ड whenever you enter your college campus. Therefore, the rules are focused on the general behavior and conduct. It is not oriented towards a specific task. So here we finish with our topic, standard methods and rules. Thank you everyone. And in the next session, we are going to deal with our last type of plan, which is budget. Till then, happy learning to all of you.